Guten Morgen, my dear German friends, and anybody else who happens to be watching this morning. I know there are at least 3 or 4 of you out there somewhere. Today we're looking in the New Testament at a letter to the Colossians. So this is St. Paul again, writing to a new church that's being formed in Colossae, and these Colossian folks who are attempting to follow Jesus. They need all the help they can get because it's hard work trying to follow a faith or show their faith in someone who's no longer with them, but has left a record of who he is so that they can pick up those strands, those threads. So therefore, Paul and others, no doubt, have written letters to them explaining. In the first letter of Colossians, Paul takes great care to explain just who Jesus is and what's so important about him. We join the letter in verse 15 when he says this: "He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, things visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things were created by him and for him." So this is another explanation who this Jesus is, the Christ that they've been calling for and waiting for, but has eventually been with them. You sometimes hear people saying, "I don't believe in God." Well, it's quite understandable if they say that, because how on earth are you going to believe in something that you can't see, can't touch, can't hear, can't feel, have got no other knowledge of or awareness of? They're the things we rely on, aren't they? In a court, we rely on written or verbal testimony from somebody that something actually happened, that is truth. And we rely on our senses to know that something is there and isn't. We can't possibly understand who God is. He knows this. So therefore, he sent himself in flesh to be with us. His son, Jesus, says there, his firstborn son over all creation. So it's through Jesus we can know who God is. We got that bit, okay? By him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. So it's not just that Jesus comes to us as a person to show us who God is, but there's a respect, a reverence we should have for him, because he carries with him the creation of the world. How does that work? I don't know. I'd like to ask him one day when I get there and have a face-to-face with him. How did you do all that creating thing? Was it really in just 6 days? Oh, I see, 6 periods of time which are not necessarily the same as our... Okay, it's complex. I'll understand it when the time comes. For now, I can take it on faith. You are the rulers over the thrones and the authorities, all things created by him and for him. So you have an investment in this world in which we live, Jesus. Not only have you created them, but you've created them for you. They are to glorify you. Well, perhaps when we look at creation and its breadth and depth and scope, we might see some of that glory. When was the last time you looked at a butterfly and realized just how beautiful it is? Or you're on a walk somewhere and you just stop and you look at what's before you. It might be a seascape, as it is here where I am. It might be a forest. It might be an open landscape. It might be the clouds in the sky. But just take a look and draw breath and realize how beautiful this world is, created for and by Jesus, our Creator. It's a wonderful world. We should treasure it and love it. Am I sounding a bit green? Well, probably I am a bit. Probably should be a bit more so. Should love this world in which we live and not fight against it. You going to love the world today? See you soon. Bye for now.